The views expressed on this program are not the views of ZNS TV 13 and, by extension, the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the weekend edition, the Prime Minister to address the nation. Regional discussions on the question of reparations. The Greek festival drawing scores. And in sports, the BTRA is hosting its relay event Saturday. The Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition, starts now. The nation to get an update on government's immigration policies. Good evening, I'm Jimenita Swain. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. Thanks so much for tuning in. In less than an hour, Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, the Honorable Philip Davis, KC, will deliver a national address on his administration's approach to immigration. The Office of the Prime Minister confirms the speech will cover critical topics, including enforcement, border security, and international cooperation. The Prime Minister's national address comes on the heels of the recent CARICOM Heads of Government meeting here in Nassau, where robust discussions took place on Haiti's unrest and solutions offered, climate change, crime, and agricultural projects to benefit the region, among other issues. Now stay tuned to the ZNS Network at 8 o'clock tonight for the Prime Minister's national address on immigration. How soon will the proposed action on Haiti begin to take shape? CARICOM Chair, the Honorable Philip Davis, drafted this timeline, pointing out that regional leaders are aware of the humanitarian needs on the ground and that they need to be addressed. Much of the focus so far is centered on bolstering the Haitian National Police, but there are also the challenges that hamper it.
Is that any aid that's been sent to Haiti or any aid to be given to Haiti is being hijacked by the gangs, because we are advised that the gangs control the points of entry to be able to have, to get food and other supplies and medicine to the population. There is an urgency to the matter, and that's why I would have said within weeks. Don't give the times now, but within weeks, I dare say within the next 3 weeks, you would see the results of the efforts of CARICOM.
Well, reparations is another issue regional leaders are concentrating on. It's something Prime Minister of Dominica, the Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, provided clarity on during Friday's final CARICOM press conference at the Baha Mar Convention Center. He explained how the Caribbean community decided to engage its former colonial masters on the topic, and each Caribbean country being mandated to establish a national reparation committee.
I mean, there's no doubt we believe as Caribbean people that some kind of recompense need to be provided to us for the many atrocities of slavery.
That's Dominican Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit basically sharing the view of regional leaders. While slave owners were compensated when slavery ended, countries in the Caribbean that produced sugar and slaves to mine those plantations were left poor, in some cases like Guyana and for Haiti, who had to repay its colonizers. In the present day, some wealthy British families have acknowledged the atrocities of slavery and sought to make amends, like Laura Trevelyan, who apologized to Grenada and donated £100,000 towards the establishment of a community fund for economic development. Or like a current sitting Tory MP who, in this case, hasn't.
And the reality is, it's an important question which has to occupy the minds of all Caribbean people. And to appreciate our history and the atrocities which we've gone through as a people, and to engage and to really move away with just. I don't think we should only accept apologies or a recognition that a wrong was done. If a wrong is done to you and you go to court, then you'll get compensation. And I think we have to start looking at these things from that vantage.
It's an issue scared also tied to the climate crisis.
I mean, at every COP meeting, there is a new offer of assistance, but they're never forthcoming. And the reality is we continue to confront the rabid impacts of climate change on our islands and the sheer cost of reconstructing after a natural disaster like.
He said obviously Haiti would be included in those discussions since it was the first free black country that emancipated black people as slaves. Barbados Prime Minister the Honorable Mia Mottley acknowledging too that the Netherlands has made steps in the way of reparations.
They need to go further, and I think that our engagement with Europe has to be at a level where, as I said, we place these matters for mature consideration, recognizing that we are the victims now of a double jeopardy, as Prime Minister Skerritt just said, that it was the blood, sweat, and tears of our people that financed the Industrial Revolution, and it is the very same consequences of the Industrial Revolution that are causing us now this existential crisis.
Adding further that even as liberated countries, the position remains the same.
When we became independent countries, we had no compact left for us that allowed us to deal with poverty, housing, education, healthcare, or building a modern economy. What we had was a society and an economy that had been sucked dry and wealth extracted from it for centuries. Now, if you start with a deficit, you have hell to catch up and play, and that has been our experience in these 50, 60 years since independence.
Another death threat against the Prime Minister, this time coming from a phone call reportedly made from the Central Police Station on Saturday around 8:20 in the morning. A police investigation now underway. In addition, police took an adult male into custody yesterday, also seizing a technological device for evidential purposes. Now, that suspect is currently assisting police with their investigations into this incident. A homicide investigation also underway this weekend as police probe the shooting death of a 51-year-old man in the South Beach area overnight. The incident taking place near Kenilworth Avenue. According to police, sometime around 1:30 Sunday morning, a family member was alerted to the sounds of gunshots. Upon checking outside of the home, the victim was found lying on the front porch, suffering from gunshot injuries. Initial investigation suggests the occupants of a white van were seen speeding off from the scene after the man was discovered. Now, the victim was transported to hospital by private vehicle. However, he died a short time after sustaining those injuries. Members of the public who may have information that can assist with this information are asked to contact police at 911-919, the Crime Stoppers Department or Criminal Investigations Department rather at 502-9991 or 2 or Crime Stoppers at 328-TIPS. Police also reporting a traffic fatality involving a tourist on a four-wheeler. The Florida man believed to be in his mid-20s was a passenger of a green 2019 Cam Outlander four-wheeler driven by a female in the open area in the vicinity of the Arawak Key Police Station off West Bay Street. Now, sometime after 3 o'clock Saturday afternoon, the driver of the four-wheeler lost control, resulting in the victim being ejected and sustaining serious injuries. Emergency medical personnel transporting the victim to hospital, where he later died from those injuries. A 42-year-old female resident of Miami, Florida, is assisting police with this investigation. Still to come in the weekend edition, the story behind the discovery of missing Shiloh Sanders, that and more after the break. Stay with us.
Honey, everything okay?
Everything's fine.
Shop online for free in-store pickup in 2 hours or less.
That work? Can you see me?
Yeah, it's working. This is super cool.
Are you gonna help me clean up your toys?
Delivery.
Be right there.
Hello?
Am I gonna get it or are you gonna get it? I'll get it. I'll get it.
Hey, thank you. Come on.
Hey, can I help you? Hey.
No, sorry, I'm not home. I'm coming.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
Thanks for staying with us. It's been 2 weeks since 16-year-old teen Shiloh Sanders has been back home with family after being reported missing nearly a month ago. A discovery is being heralded as a team success from members of the National Neighborhood Watch program, which, following the mobilization of a search team, located the teenage girl. Craig Lowe was a part of that search team.
We got communications from the Neighborhood Watch program in the community that advised us that there was a missing female, 16-year-old Shiloh Sanders. We were somewhat hesitant the Monday before to react, but utilizing our resources with the network, such as NEMA, Rotary, persons from UB, some of the students, and also the homeowners here in the community, we were able to engage in a search party, handing out flyers of some 75 plus individuals. And moments later, it's probably about 7:30 p.m. that evening after we wrapped up, we got a notification from a resident that they had discovered her on Bellot Road and they were en route with her to the police station.
Admitting that the scenario could have ended much worse, Lowe applauding all who assisted in locating Shiloh.
Communities that have persons in that are community-minded can engage organizations that can get a result. Most often we tend to just sit in a corner and say, oh, that's tragic, instead of utilizing what we have, whether it's just a simple family member or someone who we just had a conversation with a day ago. We all have resources, and it's important that you engage them when you have a situation. I think the old adage is, it's who you know. In this case, it was more than who we knew. It was the passion of community and service that brought this all together to make this happen.
As the tragic story goes, Brenton Hector Smith, a young man full of promise, was shot and killed by police in an incident back on July 9th, 2009. And now, some 10 plus years later, the teen's family is working to keep his memory alive by continuing with his charitable work. Brenton's family returning once again to the Good Samaritan Senior Citizens Home, the place Brenton spent his time volunteering at the time or months leading up to his death. It's a place Brenton's extended family finds themselves visiting at least 6 times out of the year, this time partnering with the Red Cross to provide pillows and blankets to keep residents warm.
A lot of the members here today, they do remember Brenton. Because that is the impact what he had established here. And so we want to continue with that impact so that they will always know that he came from such a family who was caring, and because he embodied that.
If Brenton's looking down, he would be very proud of us for continuing the work that he did. And it wasn't really a work for him. For him, he always saw the people that were on the outskirts of society. So whether they were, elderly or homeless, or they were troubled youth or whatever, he always recognized them.
Also making news tonight, the Able Hands nonprofit organization bringing together youngsters of Pride Estates on Saturday evening for the launch of something special. That's something, a program designed specifically for children between the ages of 2 and 14, which will focus on a number of key pillars, including foundational and spiritual growth. It's a 12-part lesson plan set to run from March 4th to May 5th. This program, organized in part with the Samaritan's Purse and a number of other community stakeholders.
We're going to take these same children to Eva Hilton, who we also partner with. This allowed us to utilize their building so that children can be in a safe environment. The whole idea of it is teaching the children about the good news. Christmas is normally when all the gifts and everything are given, but what is the best gift? Life, right? So we want to share that with children.
After a nearly 3-year absence due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the 2-day 2023 Greek Festival kicked off yesterday at the Greek Orthodox Church grounds. Dozens of residents flocked to West Street to participate in the festivities. Festival organizers strongly believe in highlighting and celebrating Greek culture in the Bahamas.
Good. So far, it's really great. We have a lot of beautiful people out here. They look like they're having a lot of fun. I mean, the lines are okay. You know, they're long. We like long lines, but we work fast. But it's good. You know, it's good to get back out. These things need to happen. And we have a good team and good people, and it's nice to share the culture.
Love it. We get very passionate about Greek dancing. We love to continue the culture and the heritage. We try to pick different dances from different regions of Greece because they're not all the same. And this time we're doing a Cretan dance, the adults, very high-spirited, very celebratory, very energetic dance called the Malavisiotis.
And of course, Greek Fest is not Greek Fest without getting an up-close look at some of the mouth-watering dishes and unique Greek libations.
Here is steamed mussels in a white wine, tomato-based sauce. Yeah, Greeks eat a lot of seafood. They eat everything that comes from under the sea. Things that we as Bahamians have never heard of.
This booth itself is called the Moody, and in the villages in Greece, people can't afford to have ovens in their home. So there's one oven in the village, and everybody brings their meat to that village to cook it to that oven. They cook it in that one oven there, and that's how it's done. The communal oven. For Easter, in Easter we roast our lambs to represent Christ as the lamb, and so everybody brings their lamb to this oven.
We got 5 Greek beers we bring in straight from Greece. We got the Mythos, which is the classic, Fix beer, which everyone loves. You have it on the beach, little seafood, a stout, which you can say Pilsner, a couple other ones, but the famous one we have is Mastika liqueur. We got Ouzo liqueur, and we make it into a mixed drink over there. We call it Zeus juice.
It's that time again for nominations for the next group of Bahamians to be considered to receive national honors. The Advisory Committee for National Honors is calling on the public to submit the names of Bahamians they believe are deserving of the distinguished awards. The committee notes that distinguished service medals are also set to be issued to exceptional Bahamians who have served in the military, public service, police, fire, and prison services. Members of the public looking to nominate can collect forms from the Cabinet Office, the Office of the Administrator in all Grand Bahama districts, and the Family Islands. Forms can also be obtained from government's official website, www.bahamas.gov.bs. Forms must be submitted by March 31st. Selected awardees will be announced on July 10th by the Governor General, with awards to be conferred on the second Monday in October. Well, as we head to the break, we'd like to thank all of our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us. Sports is after the break.
Health is the greatest gift. That's That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top-care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 9th Fifth Terrace, Centerville, right in the heart of the medical service epicenter of Nassau, Bahamas.
Shell Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, Junkanoo, and festivals and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
24 teams, 4 pools, 1 championship trophy. Will the C.I. Gibson Rattlers reign supreme, or will the Charles W. Saunders Crusaders get in their way, or will Sunland Baptist defend their crown, or maybe will a Family Island team pull an upset? Tune in to ZNSO Sports for all the highlights of the 2023 Hugh Campbell Basketball Classic, February 20th through the 27th. Don't miss it on the only station that matters.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to your Sunday Sports, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports news. The track and field season heating up with Carifta right around the corner. The V3A is hosting their relay event at the old Thomas A. Robinson Stadium yesterday with a number of local high schools and track clubs participating. The event was certainly one for the books, and while it did not serve as a Carifta qualifier, it gave athletes a much-needed tune-up for relay events in some bigger meets this year.
The B3H relays was really a test event for those future events that we're going to be having, like the DAISS Championships and GSSSA. And there's always discussion about getting enough baton exchanges around the track for national teams. And so this was an opportunity for us to be able to watch a lot of our marquee athletes who are contenders for the Carifta Games to see how they will perform in each event and how they move the baton around the track. So this is, I think, a good exercise for them.
And with Carifta less than 50 days away, the B3A's president on how things are shaping up.
That the organizing committee is doing an amazing job in promoting the event. I think that the corporate partners who are part of this initiative are getting the greatest bang for their buck. They've got more than they could ever imagine having received, and the level of exposure that they've gotten. So from a deliverable standpoint, I think that Corporate Bahamas has had much to gain. But in addition to which, the ticket sales has gone through the roof. I think we've had record sales. The frightening thing is that we're just trying to ensure that the Caribbean community has an opportunity to buy tickets as well, because they too will be here to watch and to experience the Carifta Games here in the Bahamas.
And despite another stellar performance on All-Star Saturday night, Bahamian sharpshooter Buddy Hield was not able to bring home the crown of three-point shooting champion for the second time in his career. Portland Trailblazer star Damian Lillard won the event, edging out Buddy by 1 point in the final round of competition. Lillard finished with 26 points to win the three-point shooting contest, while Hield had 25. His teammate, Tyrese Halliburton, was a distant third with 17. Lillard made his final shot to overtake Buddy, who had missed his final shot, and only 3 players finished with a score of over 20 in the first round. The Pacers guards were 2 of them, as Buddy finished with 23, just 3 clear ahead of Boston's Jason Tatum and Utah's Lauri Markkanen. And in high school basketball news, the U Campbell basketball tournament set to kick off tomorrow at the Kendall G. Isaac Gymnasium. A look here at Dennis Toll Sports top 5 rankings and the teams you should watch. At number 5, the GSSA runner-ups, the Anatol Rogers Timberwolves with the Nico Bulls in his first year of the program, hoping to make some noise. Number 4 spot, the CW Saunders Crusaders. The BAISS champions look to go deep in the big dance this year, riding the momentum of their championship win. They may possess one of the best interior defenders in the country in Nakiro Brown. In third would be the defending Hugh Campbell champions, the Sunland Baptist Stingers, who are hoping to avenge their loss in this weekend's GB SSSA Championships, playing with a chip on their shoulder. Jay Philippe's squad hoping to make it 2 Hugh Campbell titles in a row. And in the second spot, the 2023 GB SSSA champions, the Tabernacle Baptist Falcons, always a staple in the deeper rounds of the tournament. Tabby will be looking to add its 9th Hugh Campbell title to its mantle. In the top spot, it will be the reigning GSSA champions, the C.I. Gibson Rattlers, who perhaps may be the deepest team in the country. Kevin K.J. Johnson's group swept their way through competition in the GSSA this season and hopes that will continue in the Hugh Campbell tournament. And that's been Look at Your Sports on this Sunday. A check on weather when we return.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
24 teams, 4 pools, 1 championship trophy. Will the C.I. Gibson Rattlers reign supreme, or will the Charles W. Saunders Crusaders get in their way, or will Sunland Baptist defend their crown, or maybe will a Family Island team pull an upset? Tune in to ZNS Sports for all the highlights of the 2023 Hugh Campbell Basketball Classic, February 20th through the 27th. Don't miss it on the only station that matters.
For hurricane season, we got impact windows and doors. For protection, just come to our store. Plus we got tiles to pretty up your walls and your floors. We'll help you brighten up for that big bad storm. Porcelain tiles, blank tiles, mosaic tiles, a variety of styles. Before teens get right, they gotta be rough. That's why we got the best deals in the whole Bahamas. Hey, hey.
It's time for a check on tonight's weather forecast. Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean joins us virtually with the latest temperatures. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Jiminita. We're under mostly clear skies. Temperature is 78 degrees. Relative humidity, 64%. Winds out of the southeast at 10 miles per hour. The barometric pressure, 1,021.8 millibars. That is 30.17 inches, and the pressure is rising. Temperatures around the Family Islands this evening. We're picking up 76 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, Greentoll, Key, and Marshall, Barbacoa. The Berry Islands at 79. Alderson and Bimini, 76. Harbor Island, 79 degrees. Rock County, Neutra, and Alderson, Kid Island at 78. Black Point, Exuma, and Kemp Space on Andros, 79. Fresh Creek and Central Andros at 80 degrees. 78 in San Salvador and Room Key, Georgetown, Exuma, 79 degrees. And that continues right into Clarence, Long Island, and Crooked Island, Ragged Island, and Actors as well. Betsy Bay, 79 degrees. And as we take you into the Turks and Caicos Islands, they have a temperature of 79 degrees with some cloud cover there. Matchy Tiny Niagara at 81 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight in the northwestern parts of our country, the winds are going to be southeast to south at 10 to 15 knots. The wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Low tide, well, that will occur at 1:18 in the morning for the central and southeastern parts of our country. The winds easterly at 15 to 20 knots. The wave heights kind of choppy, 4 to 7 feet with caution flags in place. And for tomorrow, which is Monday, in the northwestern islands, the winds will become south to southwest at 10 to 15 knots. The wave heights 2 to 4 feet. High tide, that will take place at 7:37 in the morning with a low tide at 2:01 in the afternoon. And in the central and southeastern islands, no change there. The winds continue out of the east at 15 to 20 knots. The wave heights 4 to 7 feet, maintaining that caution flag. And our satellite picture showing high pressure firmly in control of our weather, and that means some beautiful weather for the next several days. Tonight, we're looking at mainly clear with a low temperature of 72. And tomorrow, it's going to be delightful with lots of sunshine. high temperature around 81 degrees. And the extended weather forecast for the next 7 days, beautiful days with lots of sunshine, nighttime temperatures in the low 70s, occasionally in the upper 60s, and those daytime temperatures will remain in the low 80s.
Thanks, Basil, and that will end the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. We thank you for continuing to make ZNS your #1 news and information network, as only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. On behalf of the entire team, thanks for watching and good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.